Happy Friday, witches! Today's card pull is from the Witch Oracle card deck, written by Angie Sullins. Artwork is by Silas Tobal. Today's note from the Witch's Almanac is that the moon is in its third quarter in the sign of Scorpio. Divine Masculine. Chances are, unless you are one of the lucky few, you weren't raised with a living example of the divine masculine embodied. The reason why is because the men in our culture are also bombarded with messages of what they should and shouldn't be doing. They are required to ditch their inner feminine in order to be perceived as being tough and powerful. They often contort themselves to meet the unrealistic demands of a toxic patriarchy, which means we weren't exposed to the healthy traits of masculinity. Balanced leadership, conscious protection, and healthy assertiveness were in short supply. As a result, the masculine voice inside of our head is often critical, harsh, and domineering. Your femininity deserves an inner masculine presence who encourages, leads, challenges, and downright worships your femininity. A woman in total control of herself knows that while she may not have been raised with a good example of this divine masculine, it is her job to discover a means of growing him within herself. She is willing to release the toxic thoughts and ideals inside her head that would diminish or try to control her. She is willing to embrace the fierce, wild God inside of herself who can hold her feminine in his great protective arms. Now is the time to banish the drill sergeant of the psyche and formulate a new relationship to the encouraging male presence inside yourself. One thing that is very important in the practice of magic and witchcraft is that there is always a masculine and a feminine in all of us. People who are cis women or identify as women have a masculine side to them, a yin and a yang. There's a balance with that. Many of us don't know what a positive masculine influence is in our lives because our fathers were raised that toxic masculinity was good. And this is one of the plethora of reasons. Toxic masculinity has been revered and honored and thought of as a good example, quote unquote, of what masculinity should look like. So we're now being awakened and realizing just how much damage this perspective has caused, not only to the women of the world, but to the world itself. We all have to find that balance of the yin and the yang, the masculine and the feminine inside of ourselves. And today I'm going to challenge you. What are you going to do today to honor your masculine divine?